Let me just reload. If these guys pushing me out of the way, how dare you? Okay, so let's... There we go. Nice headshot. Oh, I've got 174. Yes. Can I get a little bit more, please? Oh, what? How did I fall? It appears we have now received declaration of war from the Vlandians, which I am actually extremely surprised about because they have been suspiciously quiet. Hello and welcome back to the Ronin, and we are going to be attacking, well, it's not really a surprise anymore, but we're going to be attacking the Botanians. I don't even know why. I don't even know why these guys are still continuing to attack us. If you take a look at the diplomacy screen right here, you can see that we are dramatically better than them in pretty much every respect. We've caused more casualties. We've taken many more prisoners. Well, the sieges are not so different. Their raids, though, they've been doing a massive amount of raids. Just look at that. That is absolutely insane. Anyway, point is, we have 21,000 combat strength and the Botanians have 13,000. So we almost have double their combat strength right now. And I really don't know why they're not just, well, making some kind of peace. I would be quite happy with that, to be honest. I feel like having a small peace agreement might actually benefit us as well as them, because then I would get a bit of a breather. Obviously, there's a massive army over there, by the way. They're besieging Omor, which is absolutely fine because I'm actually going to be going in here right away. The main reason why I'm going in here right now is literally just because I want to give the Botanians like a sort of fake target to focus on. Something that isn't going to be too valuable, but is going to bait the AI in thinking that this is something that they want to attack. Do you know what I mean? So just giving them a bit of a scapegoat, so to speak, because I don't really want them to besiege Omor, of course. I really don't want them to take that. I don't want them to take Epicrotia. I don't want them to take any of those. Speaking of Epicrotia, by the way, they did vote and I got it. Basically, they said that I had the most popularity, and if I wanted to give it to someone else, then obviously I could, because I am, of course, the leader of the Tetsujin now. But I had the popular vote, so I thought to myself, why not? Let's just take it. I wanted it anyway, so it kind of makes a great deal of sense for me to take it as it is. And I am actually looking forward to doing a little bit of damage right here. Yeah, there we go. A nice little headshot. That is what I'm looking for. Maybe I can get another one. Nice. Another little headshot. Oh, wait a minute. I'm also getting headshot. Ow. I think that hurt pretty badly, actually. Yeah, I think that hurt pretty badly. Anyway, let's just reload a little bit here. Who's shooting me right now? Can you even see where these guys are shooting me from? Over there? No. I really want to kill that guy on the ballista, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be doing too much. This guy right here seems to be a bit of a problem. He's the one focusing me, I think. Yeah, I'm getting shot in the head every single time, am I? I think so. That's actually amazing that they're able to be so accurate. Okay, let's take out this guy. Nice. That one's also focusing me a little bit. I do want to, like, maintain a little bit of HP by the time we get in to the walls, because if I can do that, then I guess it's going to be pretty decent for me to maybe get a little bit of one-handed weapon proficiency. But you can see here, look at my crossbow skill right now. It's at 173, and I should be able to get to 175 maybe in this one if I'm lucky enough to get a couple more kills. I was rushing that shot because the siege tower was coming in, and I was like, better rush quickly, you know. That was kind of taking my concentration a little bit from that. But otherwise, let's see if I could just get another one. Yeah, there we go. That is nice. Is that a guy? Yes, it is. There we are. There's a huge amount of Sturgians in here, actually. I mean, I guess I can kind of assume that maybe this particular castle was a defector. And he left the Sturgians to join the Botanians. I mean, obviously, you know, quite a few people end up doing that, annoyingly enough. And for some reason, I keep falling off this little ledge here in the environment. That's is that a precursor of what is about to befall me? It could be. Oh, I really wanted to hit that guy. super badly really wanted to hit this guy. Nice. We actually hit him. Unfortunately, now he has run away. I only have one bolt remaining, so I'm going to just have to go up here and see if I can maybe just either resupply, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, these are Sturgians, right? Mostly Sturgians, so it's unlikely that they're going to have crossbow ammo in reserve. But who knows? Maybe, you know, maybe they will have installed something like that, because, well, they're kind of close to Imperial lands, so maybe they do have something like that. Oh, hello, you're still here? What are you doing? Get out of there, thank you very much. Maybe I can do a little bit of a headshot. Really? Did you see that? That was kind of weird. Oh well, never mind. I guess I must have shot him a little bit too high, potentially. Yeah, probably went over his head or something. Anyway, I guess it's a good idea for me to get some one-handed weapon proficiency anyway. And oh, here we go. Perfect. Perfect opportunity to do so. Stab him. Yeah, there we go. Well, this is a bit of a problem. Yes. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work out in my favor, especially not because my people are literally just running in here however they like, and they're not they're kind of just running in here randomly, getting themselves killed, and that is definitely not something I want to see. Thank you very much. Oh, that guy's a no, not a marksman. That guy's a crossbowman. That would be fantastic for me to get. I would like that. I would like to kill him and then steal his bolts, if at all possible. Do you think I can do that? Maybe. Maybe I'm going to be lucky enough to get the kill. Yeah, there we go. Got the kill on him. Now I just need to clear out the remaining enemies. Get him. Yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. Nice. Oh, the killing spree. The killing spree. Wow. Okay, that was actually fantastic. Let me see if I can... Phil? Yeah, wait. There we go. Found it. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now I have a very, very small amount of time left. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to. I don't think. I think the enemy is... pretty much almost certainly going to lose. I mean, obviously we kind of know that, but we don't know how many units they have remaining. Obviously they just have a small sliver there, but let me just reload. If these guys pushing me out of the way, how dare you? Okay, so there we go. Nice headshot. Oh, I've got 174. Yes. Can I get a little bit more, please? Oh, what? How did I fall? Did they literally push me off? I actually wouldn't be surprised at this point, because apparently, I explained this in a previous episode, but apparently it doesn't work the same way that it used to in Warband, where if you stand still, your allies are not able to push you. Whereas in Bannerlord, it seems to be different, where they're always able to push you no matter what. So that has actually caused me to now think, okay, never going to stand at the sides ever, never going to stand on a ledge or anything like that, because apparently that causes some some irreparable falling to happen. Yes, that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Okay, so actually what's going on here? Wait a minute. There seems to be a siege going on. That's Epicrotia. Really? They're going for both? Okay, the Botanians, really. The Botanians. They are so tedious to fight against. But yeah, as you can see, this guy is going to Mazhadan Castle now, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to do that. But now there's another army besieging Epicrotia, and I've obviously got to do something about that, because I really do not want such a valuable fief to fall into the hands of our enemies once again. So let's see if we can maybe... I mean, I'm open to auto-resolving against these guys, because they don't have that large an army, but I just want to get them out the way, you know what I mean? Can I even go into the fight with them? No, I can't even go into the fight with them, so we're just going to auto-resolve real quick. There you go, 33 deaths. That's really not that big a deal. and we're going to be taking all of these guys prisoner. And just to reiterate once again, I would love to be able to execute these fellows, because I personally feel like that is pretty much the only way we can really make massive amounts of progress in the way that we want, in terms of diminishing, you know, the Battanians' overall combat strength. But as I have found out in some of my off-screen time, I did manage to capture a couple of people, and I executed them, and then a short time later I started to get crashes, and that was obviously not very good. So generally I'm erring on the side of caution now, which is certainly not something I really badly wanted to do. I would have loved to have continued executing people, especially in the way that we all kind of agreed on, which was executing clan leaders. Seems like a pretty fun thing to do. Seems kind of fair as well, because it's not just executing every single person that we come across, because obviously if you just execute every single person you come across, then it's going to be super easy in like no time whatsoever. However, that was not what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm literally just going to kind of wait around here. He's besieging Epicrotia. Why are you doing that, sir? I have no idea why you would do that. I mean, he's taken Macedon Castle, but that is really not a big deal. As you can see, there's only there's only 118 people there, and that is really not a big deal at all. I should be able to deal with those guys relatively simply. But we're going to be going in for a manual battle against these fellows, because they do have 700. I personally feel like 600 was maybe... I mean, this is definitely doable with an auto-resolve, but you could see here that they actually have some pretty decent units. They have Sergeant Crossbowmen, and they also have a bunch of legionaries, elite, horsemen, veteran archers, the horse archers that the Imperials have. They also have 28 Palatine guards, which is obviously going to be quite damaging. So I would like to be able to maybe just restore my HP a little before we go ahead with that. So let me actually just wait here. Do you think these guys are actually going to try and do something? These guys are wanting to defend Vostrum. Did you see that? Yeah. They want to defend... Why do they want to defend that? Are we besieging that? Where is that, anyway? It's all the way down here somewhere. Ah, yes, indeed. Indeed, we are attempting to take that. That is fantastic. Look at that. Murosame is doing a great job. Look at this. 553 with 370 wounded. What? Okay. I assume he's run out of food. I can assume that that's the only reason why he has so many wounded troops. But yeah, this is actually currently what's going on in the world, by the way, because obviously I haven't really shown the overall world view in quite some time. But you could see here that we're making some pretty decisive inroads in the north, but in the south, everything, well, in the central area, at least, seems to be relatively the same, which is not exactly great. But anyway, let's just see what we can do here. I'm at about 90%, so I'm pretty happy to go in here. Let's do it. Ooh, they've got some pretty good... they've actually got some pretty good combat strength right now. Look at this. Their combat strength is a bit frightening. Now, let's just cross our fingers and hope for a really, really nice battlefield. Whoa, wait a minute. This seems kind... Oh, it's a village. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say to you that I thought to myself, wait a minute. This seems kind of new, but no, it's actually just a village tile set. So we'll see what we can do about this. There's a bunch of cavalry coming at us right now. I'm going to tell everyone to charge, actually, and I'm just going to tell my archers to hold position behind the infantry. But we need to charge pretty quickly to eliminate as many of these cavalry as we can, because anytime we can take advantage of the enemy being out of position or making a mistake in this regard, then we need to take advantage of it as soon as possible. Try and take out that person. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Take out that one as well. Thank you. Oh, very good. And maybe we can get some more. But this is... Now, here's the thing. The main reason why I'm focusing really, really hard on eliminating the enemy's vassals and their leaders is because it deals so much morale damage. And you may think, oh, well, morale damage, that's not doing much, is it? No, well, it actually does a huge amount. And you wouldn't expect it, right? You wouldn't expect morale damage to actually be such a significant contributor to winning battles. But it really is. It really does so much work for us, because the more you're able to kill the enemy leaders, the more you're able to kill enemies in quick succession, the higher the damage that you're going to be doing to their morale and that is going to cause them to run away. It's going to cause them to become less effective in combat, and generally they're going to fight as a much less cohesive unit in their formations. And so it really makes a huge difference to focus on morale. And that's the thing. Usually what I would do is I would focus on morale in a couple of different situations. Like if I wanted to focus on morale much more, then I would try to keep my units back while I pinpoint struck, shall we say, struck at the opponent as fast as I possibly could. And then just hoped that I would be able to take out their leaders. And then I would try to get as many kills as possible without suffering too many casualties myself. As you can quite clearly tell, that seems to be working really, really nicely here, mainly because we attacked from the high ground. I don't know whether you noticed that, but look at the geography in this battlefield. We came from the top of the village. They decided to stay in one place, which was their main error, I think, because if they themselves had decided to send not only their cavalry to the top here, but also send their infantry and kind of use this building, this central building right here, as a little bit of a cover from our archers, then I feel like they would have had a much, much better time of things. It may have still resulted in a defeat for them, because obviously our combat strength is pretty good, and we have obviously a pretty significant numbers advantage over them, but it still would have resulted in many more casualties for us. And that might have softened us up enough for maybe one of the other armies to eliminate us at some point. But in my opinion, there you go. That was it. 10 deaths. Look at that. 10 deaths. Super, super nice. Really efficient work from our forces there. And we have eliminated another Battanian army. And I'm actually thinking, hey, you know what? I think we might be getting to the end. I think we might be getting to the end of the series. I know. It's actually kind of weird to assume that right now, but bear in mind that in previous series, I have ended the playthrough just generally because we have an overwhelming amount of power, and it seems like it's just a formality to take the rest of the, the castles and the towns and so on and so forth. And it feels to me like we might be getting to that point. Not just yet, but I think we might be getting to it. Because look at this. They now have 12,000. We have 20,000 because we lost a bunch of combat strength from being defeated there. Well, not from us being defeated, but from our forces being lost and so on. And that obviously contributes to the loss of combat strength. But otherwise, I think we're doing pretty nicely right here. I feel like we are pretty much ready to go back to Mazadaan Castle. We do want to eliminate these guys right here. Oh, they've walked themselves into a dead end. That was really, really bad for them to do so. I'm actually just wondering, wait a minute. I was hopeful that maybe this would be the leader of their clan, but no such luck, because here's the thing. I'd love to be able to get these Horosha clan units back into the Tetsujin. I feel like that would be a super, super cool thing to do. Tetsujin pauldrons, they sell for a lot of money as well. That's always nice. These guys, these gloves also sell for a decent amount too. Okay, so otherwise, Epicrotia seems pretty good now, as you can see. It's got 356 defenders. That's pretty nice. Wait a minute. Anything? Vostrom's been besieged. Oh, of course it has, because it has just been taken. So I'm going to give it to this guy. And then we're going to be heading onwards. We're going to be heading onward to Mazadaan Castle. I'm going to try and take this as soon as possible because we really do not want it to be reinforced any more than it currently is. And then, well, then I'm not entirely sure where to go because I don't really want to take any more castles, to be honest. I would like to be able to take some other things first. So, like, for example, I'd like to take that town over in this direction. Wait a minute, where is it that I'm thinking? Over there, yeah. Which town is that again? I can't remember the name of it, but whichever town is usually a part of Sturgia when the game first begins. I'm going to show you what I mean after this, and we're going to see what happens with that. But I'm just going to use my trebuchets for the moment to try and diminish the enemy garrison, and then I will be heading in with an auto-resolve. Probably not when the walls are down, but I'm going to head in with an auto-resolve at about 100 enemy reinforcements. Not even 10 seconds have passed since the cut that I just made there, but it appears we have now received declaration of war from the Vlandians, which I am actually extremely surprised about because they have been suspiciously quiet this entire time. Now, all of a sudden, they are declaring war against us. That is really, really strange. I don't know why they decided to do that now. Of all things, of all times and places, I really have no idea. But they appear to be wanting to have a little bit of fisticuffs with us, which is absolutely fine with me. I don't really mind. But the Vlandians are actually a little bit worrying because, well, let me show you. Let me show you. We're just going to go to our little diplomacy menu in just a second. There's Macedon Castle. We've finally taken that once again. Okay, so once this auto saves, I'm going to go over to the kingdom screen. Here we go. And Vlandians, look at this. They literally have 10,000 combat strength still, which is actually quite... it's a little bit intimidating, you know. It's a little bit intimidating because here's the thing. If Vlandia and Botania both start working together, whether that be on purpose or completely by accident, it's going to cause the Tetsujin problems, no matter how it is. It's just how it is, you know. That's just the nature of things at the moment, unfortunately. But that's the problem. We are now in a situation where we are fighting against two opponents rather than just the one. And the Botanians are actually quite significant still, and they are going to be causing us more and more problems the more that we leave them alone, you know what I mean? So if we start to divert our attention, for example, then that is, of course, not going to be very good. I'm going to wait until she starts raiding that, and then maybe I can catch up to her. Yep, there we go. Disorganized state. I absolutely love it. And there we are. You need to take advantage of that anytime you can. Try to attack these guys after they have done some kind of action on the world map. Because if you can intercept them when they've just started a raid, or when they've just finished a battle with some bandits or something like that, then that is going to be the best possible opportunity you have as a person with a larger army to be able to intercept these smaller parties. Because without that disorganized state, it's extremely difficult to catch up to these units, as you could see right here. Oh, Varchek is actually still under Sturgian control. That is that is very surprising to me as well. So it seems like I can literally just leave those the way they are, and I don't have to worry about them in the least. So let's just build a bunch of trebuchets at the next castle, and we'll just try and take that. Basically, what I want to do is I want to cause as much noise as possible. I want people from the Botanians to think to themselves, wait a minute, there's another siege going on here. I mean, Macedon Castle got taken back just now, which obviously I'm expecting. I'm expecting all of these places to get taken back almost immediately every single time I leave it, because there's no one here supporting me, basically. There's no one here in this area that is willing to give me any kind of backup, so I'm pretty much by myself. That was the main reason, by the way, why I wanted to go for some parties and why I wanted to get our clan members outfitted in some really good gear and give them some great units and so on. But we saw how that ended up. It really didn't end up very, very good at all. So generally, I kind of scrapped the idea. But maybe it would be an idea to maybe give it a go again. I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. We'll see. But what I do know right now is that I'm going to try and take Kranarog Castle. There's... hello there. Okay, yeah. So this is... He's besieging of castle. What does he have? Okay. Did you see that? Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but I'm literally looking at the troops, and as soon as I open up the extra details menu, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is not good. Can you tell why? Yeah. 349 Vlandian sharpshooters. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all of their garrisons also have a similar kind of composition. And this is exactly the reason why I was super surprised that the Vlandians have just been so quiet for the entire game, basically. Like, after the first I think maybe like, I don't even know. Maybe after the first 3 months in the game, they basically just shut their borders pretty much and just left everyone behind to just train Vlandian sharpshooters, and that's it. I mean, obviously they do have vanguards, which in my opinion are actually going to be quite difficult. Let me actually take a look. Vlandian vanguard. Let me take a quick look at what that actually. Oh, no, that's a mounted unit as well. Okay, that's actually pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Okay, yeah. Thankfully, they only have 34 noble units, but they have 157 vanguards, which are tier 6 cavalry. Tier 6. This is actually painful. Okay, let's lead the assault in Krenarock Castle. Maybe what we can do is we could try and bait this army into like sticking around here or something like that, because if we can do that, then that's obviously going to be quite successful, because I really don't want anyone making inroads in the places that we've already gone to. Mazhadan is obviously an exception here because, well, I've just taken it back for minimal losses, and in general I don't really mind if it gets taken because I can take it back very, very quickly again. So that's generally something that I'm fine with, but most of the time, this is the thing. I really don't want Ov Castle to be taken. I don't want Epicrotia or Omor or Takor Castle or any of those places to be taken, because they are all kind of solid. You know, they're kind of solid. They've been given a number of troops from a variety of different vassals, and we kind of want to prevent those from being taken because they are quite, you know, defendable, I guess, in comparison to Mazhadan, which basically has no garrison whatsoever, which was the main reason why I kind of just left it, because if it has no garrison, I'm not really losing anything if I leave it, and it's just going to distract someone for a little bit of time, and then we'll see what we can do after that. Now, I'm wondering how this is going to go, because I don't see any ranged units on the battlefield, or shall we say on the battlements right now. I'm seeing a couple in the murder holes, but that's it. I'm kind of surprised about that, to be honest. Because you can see here, I don't see anyone. Look at this. Usually you'd see a bunch of people on the battlements trying to shoot at us, and then maybe that's the reason why we haven't really gotten many kills and why we haven't been seeing many casualties as well. Oh, do we have a Vlandian sharpshooter on our side? It feels to me like we do. I think I have one, maybe, or something. I'm not entirely sure about that, but yeah. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm hopeful that what we'll be able to do is get this battering ram in here. Maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe they're actually in here. Yep, there they are. Okay, did you see that? They're right there. Okay, so I'm just going to get off real quick, and then I'm just going to crouch down behind my horse just while I prepare my crossbow. And then we're going to just sneak along here. Hello there. Murdered. Yeah, that was a nice shot, if I do say so myself. Nice. Another one. DJ Khaled. Yeah, there we go. Another one. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Okay. Otherwise, let's do this. What is that? Did you see that? That thing flying through the air. I guess it was one of the rocks from our trebuchets, potentially. That might have been it, but it didn't hit anyone by the looks of things, so that's kind of a big fail there. Nice headshot. Can we get another one? Yes, we can. Thank you. And there's crossbow 175. Yes, that's what I was looking for this entire time. Thank you very much. Okay, there we go. That is going to be fantastic. We're going to be able to get the 175 perk. I've now completely forgotten what it is. Is it that thing where I can actually reload on my horse now or something? Because if it is, then I personally feel like that should be a thing much earlier in the perk tree. But obviously that's just me. I generally have my own preferences and everything, but I feel like the usability and viability of crossbows would be greatly increased if you were to have that perk be accessible a little bit earlier in the tree in comparison to having to wait until 175. I mean, look at how many days I've played so far, and I've literally only now gotten to 175. I mean, yeah, sure, you might be able to get to that point, you know, at some point in your campaign, but surely you'd want it earlier. And even if you're using crossbows almost all the time, it's still going to take a very, very lengthy period to actually reach there. So, I don't know. Especially if you're playing native as well. If you're playing native and you're not using Bannerlord tweaks or anything like that, then it's going to take even longer. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to get out my crossbow. Crossbow. Nah, I'm not getting out my crossbow. Ah, imbecile. Why am I saying crossbow when I mean polearm? I don't know. Anyway, point is, we're just going to try and get out my polearm here. Just going to try and thin out the enemy as much as possible, because here's the thing. I don't really feel that confident in going close to these guys, because they mostly are... they mostly... Sturgians? What? They're mostly Sturgians? Are they? Yeah, they're mostly Sturgians. So I don't feel very very confident going close to Sturgians, because they generally do tend to have some pretty decent axes and everything. They have a lot of polearms as well. And generally, this is just a much easier to use weapon in these kinds of situations where I may not want to take a massive amount of damage. If I was on the battlements right now, I would not be using this weapon, but because I have a lot of space, it's a lot easier to use this down below in the courtyard. Nice. Ah, they're all blocking. Yep, supernatural blocking right there. Ah, nice. Oh, take out that line breaker. Yeah, that was perfect. Absolutely wonderful. Let's just try and block that. Okay, I'm going to actually switch to my sword now. Let's just run away a little bit here. Yeah, they're running away now a little bit. Let's try and do a little bit of damage that we can whenever we have a spare moment. Murder that guy. This guy's running out here. I want to try and follow my target as well as much as I possibly can, because if I can follow them, then I can kind of like confirm the kill, so to speak. Because if I can confirm the kill, then that's obviously going to be pretty nice, because then they're not going to be able to deal any extra damage, and generally it's going to be much more useful than just hitting them once and then letting them go. Because they could theoretically then continue dealing damage, because it doesn't matter whether an enemy unit is at 100 HP or 1 HP, because if they're alive, they're still hitting people. You know, they're still hitting people, so... That's the reason why I kind of wanted to finish them off really quickly by using my polearm. Okay, I believe that's indeed a victory for us. Cranarok Castle, not that difficult at all, because as you can no doubt tell, it's mainly militia being in the garrison here. Which was also the main reason why I wanted to take Macedon Castle back so incredibly fast. Because if I take it back really quickly, then they don't have any time to place a bunch of elite units in there, and then it's just going to make things even more difficult for me to take it back. So, the way it is right now, I should be alright. And that is it. There we go. Fantastic. We took 11 casualties. Can you believe it? Wow, that's pretty crazy. As I say, that is only due to the fact that they only have militia. We've seen in the past how it is when enemies have significant, powerful units in the garrison. It's very difficult to take something then. And you need to be prepared for a lot of casualties to be incoming. Anyway, there is Ospier's army. I'm wondering what he's going to do. Epicrote. Oh, no, that's terrible. Okay, that is really bad. That is really, really bad. Belgia of the Vlandians is attempting to take Epicrotia. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're doing that, because I actually thought that there was a pretty significant amount of people in the garrison there. But apparently they have, I would assume they probably have over 1,000 units ready to defend. These guys are going to turn around and try and take Cranarok Castle, I assume. Are they? They're not? Belgia's army only has 600? Are you serious? But they have 233 sharpshooters. Oh, I don't want to fight these guys. I really don't want to fight these guys. They're going to be so incredibly difficult. With all of their sharpshooters, it's going to absolutely murder me. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. We might get lucky because we have a pretty significant amount of cavalry ourselves, but our cavalry is really not that numerous. I mean, you can see here we have 29 from the Tetsujin, well, technically 30 from the Tetsujin right there, and then I have another 19 Imperial Horse Archers. Oh, we do have some more mounted longbowmen as well, which I suppose is quite good. But most of these are not even going to be joining the battle because Yes, because I have my clan members in my army, but obviously I wouldn't be able to even consider fighting Belgier's army if I didn't have them with me. So it's a huge kind of like status quo sort of thing going on here, and it's very, very difficult to decide what I should go for. But I think for now, that's going to be it for this episode, and we're going to see what we can do against the Vlandians, even though they're actually walking really far away from their main territory. I'm actually kind of surprised they did not decide to declare war against the Batanians, because the Batanians are very weak right now in comparison to what they were before, and I feel like the Vlandians would cause them a great deal of, well, headache, pretty much. And yeah, it's a bit weird how they decided to declare war on us instead, but whatever the case, we'll do our best. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.